Dave from the Redneck Garage. Today we're going to be working on the front end of the Jeep, trying to get it prepared for the new engine to come in. We got all kinds of stuff to put on, and I don't know if I have enough time to do it, but we're going to get started on that. I put on some 30s on it just to see the size difference. You can see the huge difference between the stock tires and the 30s. And I think that's probably the size I'm going to go with, just because of the compromise between the gear ratios, the 2.5 4-cylinder. Those are pretty dang big tires. So without re-gearing, I'm going to probably go with 30s and the lift kit, just to make it a little bit easier. Man, I tell you, sometimes working on a Jeep is like raising teenagers. There's just no end to the pain and the aggravation. This right here, man, this bolt, the Milwaukee impact actually spun the bolt off, which I couldn't believe. But the head of it was fused onto the arm, so I had to take a torch and heat it up red hot, and it finally came out of the hole, and the other side I cut off. So we're going to go down to TSC and see if we can get some grade 8 bolts to go in that hole and not mess with these hex heads anymore. Man! Alright, the first thing we're going to put on is our sway bar links. These are our new sway bar links that go on the sway bar. And they've got these bracket extensions that go on the end of it right here. And then this goes down. So that's going to be the first thing that we install on our rough country lift. Cool. Super cool. Okay, so we got our rough country 2.0 shocks on. We've got our brackets on, the stabilizer, and that really did stiffen it up quite a bit. Of course, there's no motor in there, so it's going to be a little loose. All right, man, that's looking good. Okay, while we're under here, we're going to go ahead and pull the differential cover off and do our differential service, clean off this, and put a new gasket on it, since we're already down here. And we're going to let this drain for a little while. There's a lot of water soaked because I had the axles out and I pressure washed everything. So a lot of that water went down into the center. So we'll let it drain really well, get all that water out, spray it down with some carb cleaner, and then clean our gasket off, clean off the cover, and then we'll put it back together. Hopefully tomorrow have it back all zipped up. While I got the cover off, I'm going to electrostatically clean it in the water bath, and I just got to set that up real quick with a little soap and a battery charger, a little water. If you haven't watched that video, go back and watch it, man. That thing's freaking awesome of how this works. And here's my electrode. Just make sure they don't touch. You can kind of see the bubbles coming off that rod there. I don't know if you can see them or not on the camera. But we're going to leave it in there and get all that rust off. We'll be ready to put all the oil back in. Awesome! There's the shock absorber with the blue boots. I will say this, I think this is probably a little bit easier than the YJ lift kit overall with the leaf springs. The coil springs, I think, felt like it was a little bit easier to install this one. Woo, as hot as a lady of the evening at church today. But I got a lot accomplished. I got the shock absorbers installed. I've got the sway bar and the sway bar links installed. All that stuff's put on, painted, ready to go. The only thing we lack on the front pieces of it is the torsion bar, and then of course I've got the front end reassembly for all the tie rod ends and things like that. But as far as the lift kit goes, really just the track bar that goes across, and we've got an adjustable one for the front. So we should be able to throw that on there, and the front will be done as far as the lift kit goes, and that's super cool. It was, I felt easier than the YJ because you don't have to replace the pitman arm. and we're not going to have to realign the, because we got an adjustable track bar, you don't have to do any realigning of that. You just basically reinstall it and then adjust it from there. So that was awesome. But on the next video, we're going to be working on the front end, tie rods, all that components right there, which isn't really part of the lift kit. So the lift kit went very smoothly today. The shock absorbers look great. I'm going to go have me a beer. I'm David from the Redneck Garage. Keep turning wrenches.